So the process of what you call as spiritual is not a psychological process. Your memory has nothing to do with it. It's a life process, it's an existential process. This can only happen if you allow yourself to be just a piece of life that you are. To do this, we do many things here and you might have seen people in the ashram walking around with those orange tags. You've seen the silence tags people are wearing. Just shut up. Because shutting your mouth is only half the job. To become silent is possible only when you do not think much of yourself. If you think something about yourself, if you think, I'm smart, how can you shut up? You tell me. If you think, I'm smart, how can you shut up? If you realize that you're actually stupid, you don't know anything in this existence, then you can simply look at life with great sense of wonder, without a thought appearing in your mind. If you think you are smart about everything, you got explanations and calculations and nonsense going on in your head. If you see one thing, 1,000 thoughts will go off, isn't it? You're not sitting here in the satsang totally silent. You're agreeing with me, disagreeing with me, making comments within yourself, making comments about the clothes that somebody is wearing next to you, appreciating it, depreciating it. Everything is happening. Am I wrong? Because the moment you think there is some value to what you think, then you can't stop it. No way to stop it. It'll just go on and on and on. When you see there is absolutely no life value to your thought process, it is just memory recycling itself. It's just the same old nonsense recycling itself. But if you're excited, if you're enamored by this recycle, if you think it's great, you cannot stop it. If you see the patterns of what it is, if you see the stupidity of what it is, then slowly you will distance yourself and it'll collapse. Because without attention, it cannot go on.
Silence is a space beyond creation and creator, beyond life and death. As you practice silence, you shall become silence. Silence means nishabd. Shabd means reverberation. The consequence of a reverberation is shabd or sound. Where there is no reverberation, there is no sound, or it's beyond sound. What is beyond reverberation and sound is beyond creation. What you consider as the force which creates, that is also a kind of reverb, a more silent reverb, a reverb without sound, but still a reverb. That which is beyond that is silence. So, when we say silence, we are not talking about school teacher silence or we are not talking about plugging your ears kind of silence. Silence means stillness. If you learn to become still, initially you start practicing it, but as you go into this, you will become still to a point where you can be still and still be active. You can be still and be in a vibrant state of dance. You can be silent and you can be singing. You can be silent, you can be speaking. You can be silent and you can scream. So silence is the source of all there is, or stillness is the source of all there is. The basis of both knowledge and ignorance is reverb. When you reverberate in a certain way, you become knowledgeable. When you reverberate in a certain other way, you become ignorant. But both are reverb. Why are we trying to be beyond knowledge? Because knowledge is an accumulation and it's a limited possibility. When you become still and silent, you know everything by experience, not by accumulation. Not a person who is a collage of things that he has gathered, but as a complete picture. Not somebody who took a 1,000,000-piece jigsaw, found 4 of them and said, "This is an elephant," but who saw the whole picture. Because he's seen the whole picture, he also becomes silent, because you cannot talk about the whole picture, because it is beyond articulation, it is beyond description, it is beyond definition. Unfortunately, when the ignorance of limited knowledge comes to people, it usually comes with enormous arrogance. Ignorance and arrogance together are a horrible companionship and they produce the worst results. So in case you realize that you do not know, if you pay enough attention, you will know that you do not know a damn thing in this world. So if you pay at least that much attention to everything around you, that you realize so much of creation around you, you do not know, then at least one of it will be cured, that is, your arrogance will go. Your ignorance may not be gone, but at least your arrogance will go. Ignorance is a dark patch, but it's also a possibility, because knowledge is a small defined boundary. Ignorance is a limitless possibility. Ignorance without arrogance can solve some problems, but to become silent, to become still, to be able to be the host of every reverb that can happen in this universe. This is the most important thing, silence. Above all, silence. Above all, stillness. Silence is really the only way. Silence not of shutting up your mouth or your ears. Silence because external reverberation does not influence who you are. What somebody says or does not influence you. What you do does not influence you. Who you are is a complete picture. Neither your actions, nor your words, nor other people's actions, nor words change the nature of who you are. This is silence. This is becoming silent within yourself. Practice of silence is called maun, or consciously trying to be silent in speech and slowly in your thought and emotion, to be silent. If I am silent in my thought and emotion, what is the point? If I do not speak, what is the point? It once happened, we were doing a 8-day silence program and someone whose relatives were in the program and they didn't like that their relatives are learning to be silent. So they came and in a confrontational mode and asking me, "Why have you tied up their mouths? God gave us mouth to speak." I said, "Maybe your God is like that, He gave you mouth to speak. My God said, 'Shut up, I will speak.' So this is what it is about. If you become silent, the source of creation and what is beyond that shall speak, and your life will become absolutely profound." Namaskar.
The idea that stillness is the source of all there is suggests that the apparent activity and complexities of the universe arises from a fundamental ground of quietude. So here is a general breakdown of what that means. Stillness isn't just about the absence of external noise. It is a state of inner quiet, a deep sense of peace and tranquility within. In many traditions, stillness is seen as the underlying reality, the source from which all phenomena arises and to which they return. Stillness can also be understood as the space between thoughts and the gap where awareness resides. Stillness is the realm of pure potentiality. In this state, there are no limitation, no constraints. All possibilities exist. Just as a musical composition arises from silence, all form of creation emerge from the stillness of pure awareness. Stillness represents the unmanifest, the formless ground from which all manifest form arises. When the mind is still, we can access deeper level of intuition and wisdom. Stillness allow us to connect with the universal consciousness, the source of all life. So in our busy life, just rest is found in stillness. Meditation is a primary practice for cultivating stillness because it helps us quiet the mind and access deeper level of awareness. Practicing mindfulness in daily life helps us stay present and aware, reducing mental clutter. Nature has a calming effect on the mind and can help us connect with the stillness within. Deep, slow breathing can help calm the nervous system and promote a sense of inner peace. Taking time for quiet contemplation can help us connect with our inner wisdom. Sometimes turning off the TV, radio, or putting down the phone can greatly help us to find stillness. Cultivating stillness can bring a deep sense of peace and tranquility to our life. Stillness can unlock our creativity and intuition. Stillness can also help us to see things more clearly without the distortion of our mental chatter. Many believe that stillness is the gateway to connecting with the divine or the universal consciousness. So, in a sense, the statement stillness is the source of all there is invite us to explore the depths of our own being and discover the profound peace and potential that lies within. So, as we come to the end of this profound journey, let's take a moment to embrace the wisdom that has been shared. Sadhguru's insight into the power of silence have illuminated our path, showing us that true liberation lies in embracing the stillness within. In a world filled with noise and chaos, Sadhguru reminds us of the importance of reconnecting with our inner silence. It is through this profound silence we can transcend our limitations and tap into the infinite potential that resides within each of us. So take a deep breath and just be here for a moment. No rush and no pressure. Just stillness. The world around us is constantly moving, always demanding our attention. But right now, in this very moment, there is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be except here. We often fill our life with endless activities, thinking that the more we do, the more we accomplish. But sometimes the greatest clarity, the deepest wisdom, and the most profound peace comes when we simply allow ourselves to be still. In stillness, there is no need to prove anything, no need to chase or struggle. Everything settles and life reveals itself in ways we may never have imagined. In this silence, there is no past or future, just now. And in this now, you are enough. There is no need to fight against the flow of life. There is no need to force an outcome. Just allow yourself to experience this moment fully without judgment and without resistance. If the mind keeps running, let it run. If thought keeps coming, let it come. But know that beyond all of it, there is a space within you that is untouched and unshaken. A space where life simply is. So you don't need to seek stillness somewhere far away because it's already here, always available. And the more you rest in it, the more life unfolds effortlessly. So take this moment with you beyond this video. Carry this stillness not as a task but as a presence that moves with you. And whenever life feels overwhelming, remember you don't always have to react, you don't always have to rush. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply be. Let's cherish this moment of reflection and gratitude for the profound teachings we have received today. May we carry the essence of stillness with us as we navigate our journey through life, and always remembering that it is in the quiet moments we find our greatest strength. So as we bid farewell to this transformative experience, let's hold on to the timeless wisdom that has been imparted to us. Let's continue to nurture our inner silence and allow it to guide us towards a life filled with peace, clarity, and purpose. So thank you so much for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and inner exploration. May the light of stillness illuminate your path always. Again, this is not a summary of Sadhguru's word, it is simply my interpretation of the deep wisdom he imparted. Kindly keep them separated and do not misunderstand. Thank you for joining, and we will see you tomorrow. Until then, please take care. Namaskaram.
Chandrachura Shiva Shankara